What's good? It's your boy Shani B. This is Brockout, and this is the final conversation for This is 90s Dancehall. Now, I've already spoken to radio DJs Big A, DJ Wayne, and Colin Hines, artists from the 90s, Harry Toddler, Frisker Kid, and Tanya Stevens, and sound system selectors G-Fuss from Stone Love and Delano from Renaissance Disco. But right now, in Harry J Studio in Kingston, Jamaica, I'm joined by three esteemed producers from the 90s. To my left, JAZZWAD, producer of Valley of Death from 1995.
Around there, yeah.
Jeremy Harding, producer of The Playground Rhythm from 1997.
Yes.
And SUKU from War 21 Stroke, King Jammies, Belly-Ass Rhythm from 1999.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, the 90s was probably one of the most impactful times of dancehall music. Would you guys agree with that statement? Jeremy?
I think a lot of people don't know I actually started DJing as a disc jockey when I was away at college in Canada. On a radio show for like 5 years and used to DJ before I came back to Jamaica to decide to be a producer. So I already kind of had a jump start on listening to the music anyway. So I didn't really intend to be a dancehall producer, but I was so steeped in the music from the beginning of the 90s, really, come all the way straight up. So yeah, that's definitely my era.
And JAZZWAD, I shouldn't have to ask you because I know me and him got school together. It's from in the 80s right through to the 90s. Right. But tell me about the 90s for you, JAZZWAD.
Well, 90s, yeah, I would say is the impactful part of the music for dancehall music in Jamaica and the world life. Obviously, listen to music from the 70s and the 80s, which was inspiring as well. But when the 90s dancehall, or even from 85 actually, you know what I mean? From Slington was 85, and then you had Paul Blake and the Bloodfire Posse would Get Flat, that was 85 to the drum machine era. And that vibes inspired me a lot to become a musician, as well as JAZZWAD, obviously. But the 80s, late 80s Slington era, computer drum machine era, it changed the music, and till today is the biggest inspiration, not just in Jamaica, but all around the world.
Right. What made it so impactful? What was that secret ingredient that 90s dancehall had?
All right, for me, melodies, the sounds, the artistry, you know what I mean, the stories, the whole essence, the vibe of like the party scene, you know, that will make it for me.
Let's dive into each of those elements a little bit by bit. What made the rhythms so special, Jeremy?
I think at that time, when I was starting to get into music in Jamaica, I realized that we're at the cusp of that shift from the live musicians to all the drum machines and the synthesizers and keyboards and stuff like that. And there was still a little bit of leftover when I came back to Jamaica in the early 92, 91, 92, somewhere around there, where you still had sessions with live musicians, albeit that they're still playing a synthesizer, but there was still 4 guys building a rhythm, for example. And I think I came onto the edge of where one person was able to build a rhythm when the computers started coming into play, when Pro Tools became affordable, that you could do it on a laptop and with a little M-box, and when synthesizers became really affordable and virtual instruments. And I think that, to Suku's point about the sound, because all of a sudden you had a different palette of sounds. Before that, if you listen to the Josie Wales and those things from the 80s, it still sounded like that, a drum kit, a bass guitar, a piano bang thing, even though it was dancehall, but it was still done in that format. Of course, with Slington, that changed it, but even outside of Slington now, once you could start making music on your own, you had access to a palette of sounds that were not repeatable in the regular physical world, but it spurred so much creativity. And when you listen to a lot of the records that are coming out, you're hearing sounds which shouldn't even be in music, but they made the sounds musical, and then so you get like the giggy drum sound, and you get the guys them sampling the Joker Poker machine from across mixing lab and putting in the sound and all those.
The what?
The Joker Poker.
This is what I want to hear that.
Like those little sounds, like,
Yeah,
you know,
thing-
the gambling
game,
machine,
yeah,
slot
gaming.
machine thing, the
So
game
you said across the road from Penthouse,
from mixing lab.
from Mixing Lab.
So I heard, yeah.
So there was a games machine shop across
I think
the
it
I think it was like a bar.
a bar, right? Yeah.
bar,
Yeah.
and they went over there and sampled the Joker.
I think in that cable talk, every man have the right for decided, how they feel it.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that sound, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they know it.
JAZZWAD, you was one of the young kids with that technology at his fingertips at the beginning of the 90s. What was it like for you at that time?
Right. So, obviously, as we said, the drum machine really took over the business. I think called the Oberheim DX drum machine, and they had the Yamaha CSO1 bass keyboard and the DX100 that they use for the piano. So, for me, it's like whatever they was, I'm born in London, so I wasn't in Jamaica to really see it firsthand, but I got the knowledge to know that this is the instruments that they was using, Sealy and Clevey, Firehouse Crew. They was mainly using these type of instruments, and I had to get one for myself. And I don't know how to read or write music, so I taught myself by playing these stuff. And this was the sound that I was listening to, the Jammies, Bobby Digital, because they all use the same musicians. So these technologies is what shaped the music, like from the Punani rhythm going straight up the line. So the sound, as what Suku was saying, is one of the main elements of dancehall music. And the bass, obviously, like, bass line has been in reggae from ever since. So bass line is a driving force. Enough of them early 90s rhythms had a lot of bass line. Like nowadays, you're not hearing much bass line. Mostly a one note, you just more sustained notes, but there's no bass line that you can say that's the answer rhythm, that's the whatever rhythm. You know what I mean? You cannot define rhythms these days because there's no bass line. I would say the drum and the bass is the most essential part of dancehall music. That's what inspires the world to gravitate to the music, the drum and the bass. Then you have drum and bass genre. You have the EDM and all these other genres that arrived after, which come from dancehall.
Who was you guys listening to for inspiration, for those influences?
All right, so for me, all right, yeah, I have one main producer, then, but that drop in like a little bit out of high school, grasp it in high school, but a little bit out of high school, start pay attention more to their beats. When it was like Dave Kelly and Tony Kelly. So when me hear Gun and Baggy for the first time, I was like, yo, what is this? Because yeah, we know about Punani Rhythm and Sling thing and all of that, you know. Part of Jungle Rock, all them rhythm there. Because like Stitchy was like my artist back then. So when Jammies dropped the Admiral Bailey album and the Stitchy album, like I played the two of them back to back, and you know, both of them had same rhythms.
Didn't you grow up across the road from Jammies?
Round the road
Yeah,
from,
round the corner.
yeah. The likes of Steely, Sly and Robbie. Like, you know them man that was before Dave. But like when Dave them, the Gun and Baggy rhythm, they just start, it shift the focus now to say, them man, this, me love how this song. Like this did a run high school.
You just said something that many people may not know, that Dave Kelly was responsible for.
Yeah, him and Tony.
Him and Tony.
Yeah, because it was what? I think the label was like Rude Boy Kelly. And then when you go up to the Penthouse side of things, you know, when they produce a Penthouse, because that was the shocking vibe, like the Penthouse, them did work with the Rude Boy.
He's Googling.
Yeah, the Rude Boy. The Rude Boy Kelly. The
Right.
Rude Boy thing. From them time, you know, because me, man love read credits. So the flip side, Tony Kelly, Dave Kelly. You get me I say? So from them time, I know about them two names there. So fast forward now to 90s now when Dave produced like Batty Ride and all of them Sunday. Like you start the sound them for each rhythm I drop, like the bogle and the big it up and the heartbeat rhythm and the pepper seed, etc. You start, you know what I say, no man, brother, yeah. I mean, like how each beat always have something about it.
A difference.
Yeah. You know, when me decide to me want to trouble drum machine, you know, for thing that when me hear Showtime and when me hear Broke Out. Because me I say, alright, we don't run a Jammies at work as engineer now. Like, we're responsible for production now. You know what I say? So me I say, yo, the beat them when I get, like if we book musicians to come play, like live drums or whatever, or even program drum machine. Apart from JAZZWAD, cause them time they book on them something, the girl rhythm, yeah. But them time the JAZZWAD them know gone a road. So just we know they're around there. So we are try lift up back the place. You see me I say? The beat them we make, yeah, get the normal snare drum and drum kick and you know, you not get nothing much. You see me? I'm a man who hate them things like, yeah, me we like a snare, but the snare for what? The snare for certain type of beat, like a reggae, yeah. You have dancehall rhythm where you can work with, but you probably have to manipulate certain things for suit myself, where the snare is concerned.
And that kind of influence, did that come from Dave Kelly for different sounds and kind of meticulous?
Because when him drop, I notice most of the time when him drop, like for the snare section, is either the snare, it sound like something up on it, like either a flange or something, or it have a kick toward with it, a drop with it, so or him have a tambourine a drop with it, so it kind of give that like a ring there. It give that like a sound, a like a edge. You get me I say? When me hear me Broke Out, instead of the normal snare sound, you might use a kick, but it more like a give a knock, like I call it a thumb. It goes to. So when me hear that, I say, no man. At the first, me actually take note that like something like that, like yo, a man really replace a kick. A snare now when I use like a kick sound to play the snare, like yeah, listen to feet and now you know that's straight.
But what drove that kind of mad way of thinking, JAZZWAD? Because like Valley of Death is like totally over there. So you get what I'm saying? Like, what was the inspiration? What was you seeing? What was you hearing? Like to drive that kind of sound?
I can't really remember what gave me the vibes to create a Valley of Death, but I guess listen to a lot of music worldwide, getting a lot of inspiration. Like Jeremy said, he listened to hip hop. You know what I mean? SUKU listened to a lot of Tony Kelly and Dave Kelly. I listened to everybody as well, like the same Sly. Big up Sly anywhere he is. He was very inspirational to me. Like I used to leave Burlington Dance sometimes when I should have been in class and go and see Sly and Robbie doing sessions for Maxi Priest. And Tony Kelly was an engineer. That was before Tony was even a producer. So Tony Kelly used to engineer for Sly, and I would watch Sly with the Akai's. Even Sly was maybe the inspiration for many of us to get the Akai drum machine. Because when Sly brought that drum machine into the business, it brought a new sound, a new vibes. You know what I mean? So for me, creating something like even the Valley of Death, that was done on a EMU SP1200.
Oh, wow.
And that's a hip hop drum machine. That's what hip hop producers use. So it gives it a different sound. It has a different punch to the sound. You know what I mean? So, and again, I don't know, maybe, as I said, influences of different type of music, that even a Valley of Death is like a minor key rhythm. It wasn't major like all the pretty happy rhythms that was out. So I think just listening to all different type of music influenced just that rhythm. And again, I think to big up Celia and Clevie again, they're very inspirational in the sounds that they did bring. Dave Kelly as well. You know what I mean? So.
But the rhythms were so amazing, you know, that almost anybody on the rhythm, the song would work. Like the rhythm was a focus. Like you just had to hear the rhythm alone without the song, and everybody had to go say, oh, this rhythm bad. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was a lot of focus, as opposed to later on or like today, nobody cares about the beats all sound the same. Mm-hmm. They're not concerned with the rhythm sounding like anything. You know what I mean? I think in our time, in that 90's time, you had to have a rhythm that was just amazing.
Yeah, because you have to feel the rhythm for actually present it to nobody. So like with me, when me just make Bada Bada, like Bada Bada was like if you did see me if you have camera them time there, I may have it to run. If you just record that, would I actually speed it up and put that little thing in the background. Just for you to forget the fun out of it. Because me bringing it back, me alone in the studio in a big man. I run up and down and move. I come around the voicing room, set up my headphone over the mic. It's like things that come to me and I try get the sound them based off of the thought process, in which it kind of feel, but it actually give me sounds way more, way have more impact in the rhythm than when we did actually look for. So like feedback sounds tighten, forget cowbell sound, cowbell with a little slight feedback, like, you know, you make me realize that, your compression and your whole fine tuning and whatever you do, it have to do whole heap with the rhythm after.
Did you know you had a rhythm at that moment?
I have an idea. You know when me know me have a rhythm? When Lexus voice, Captain Barky voice, I think Vegas voice in our first batch, but when me hear Lexus on the rhythm, like me I say, yeah, cab.
It came to life.
Yeah, cause I mean, me have a little virgin them where they come in at the studio the same day and hear it, you know, cause they make for one labor day. So my virgin them, they come check me, come and string up my sound. But me never around there, so everybody come run in the studio. And them there and them a DJ, but I never on a DJ, big DJ. Just you say, you know, that's alright. And me there and we have vibe and I say, yo, yeah. You know, that's a whole vibe. But when like an actual DJ go up on it now, me I say, yo, when we mix the song then put them out. When Conley Vice, haters and me come around at the studio, cause me never around it. And hear the rhythm start and hear. Enough of them, I'm going to stop the tape. I say, yo, who this? I say, Conley. That made so big sucker. The first thing, the melody, the tone of voice I use, the melody is like, you not really hear them something there. When I'm on a voice, I'm just, that killer vibes are Spragga vibe or a Cabra vibe, Ninja Man effect frequency.
And he was so subdued and
then man just goes a boom. You know, for them there. And it just fit right that the first line of me here on the beat is like me I say, yo, no man.
So now what I want to do is take you to where I am when I hear those rhythms. And I'm standing up in a record shop and I hear it and I'm like, yo, one of them.
Yeah.
And then
I'm sail across.
I'm sail it across. But then a few weeks down the line, you start to get other cuts appearing on the rhythm. What is happening in Jamaica at this time?
The tumbleweed is like we alone in the studio. Every now and then you see an artist, but the artist are forward is not the artist that will really me a play up a record. Can we still play sound, you know?
Okay.
We not say no Cabra, we not say no Beanie, we not say no Bunty, we not say no Spragga.
Tell the man why you're seeing more artists on the rhythm after the first batch go out. As a producer.
That me I tell you now, man. We don't have to make the people them.
Yeah.
We don't have to make the people them see what go on.
Yeah.
I tell you when people start fall. So you're saying when we put our song on it, and cause it dropped like September, November, late 98. See? So January morning now. But by January morning, Stone Love take our song and I play it. So the momentum I build up. So people hear about the rhythm and them love the song. So January morning, scare them flapper Sumfest. Sting. January morning, you know, January morning, when people say, for you flapper Sting, you know, nothing now go on for you next year. January morning, me, I head home from the studio. hours a night, because I run it till late, because I have a key and I run road. Reach at my gate, only if you see a car pull up. So me, a pre-know saying, car pull up on my gate, who this? If you see a white, a yellow hair man come out and they part, SUKU! Are you gonna come find me? I'm like, Ellie. Go in the studio, Ellie, toddler, boom dynamite. Yard full of people. We record them there, road. Then after that, every other day, you see a man appear. Sean forward one evening, him lose and Massey. When we come out of the studio with Sean at night. You see me? So that's what we see. So it wasn't really much. Like Amanda said, yo, when I studio supposed to have buzz. It never really full of people. But you see the people that come in each day. Like man is come in, shot them the tune and go away. Same thing with Belly House. Vice, boom. You see a different man forward. Yo, me say I really want to come. We never call nobody and say, yo, we want this man up and rhythm and that man there. No, everybody does.
The rhythm is a hot.
And we just record. Everybody will come. Of course, you know, Bada, like probably 40 and Sanka, King Vice, Dennis Brown. You could get Bob Man in that voice. Yellow Man. When name? Yes, a Safari, Black Uru.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit before our time, right, the generation before us, that was still tape driven. I knew you guys worked on tape more too. But the real total tape driven thing, if you think about it, you know, you have a 24 track tape, instruments, you might take up 8 tracks, kick, snare, hat, bass, key, whatever, 7, 8 tracks. And that leaves you with whatever, 14 tracks, 16 tracks left. So now physically on the board, these are all the instruments. So you push up this, you voice one man, he gets a track. Pull on that fader. Voice the next man, track, next man, track. So it made sense financially, economically, to fill up the tape. Why would you leave 6 tracks empty on the tape where you could put 6 more songs off the same rhythm that you paid one musician or one set of guys to make? You know what I mean? And one engineer is going to sit down and mix and then pull up different faders and different mixing. So it's very much economically driven at the time. It made sense because like, yo, tapes, what happened to these 6 tracks? Nothing is on it. Why 6 more people?
Plus the mere fact said, dancehall really set the way you have rhythms that have more than one people on it. So
right.
It set the tone for it. Because the rhythm nice. People want to hear.
And you're listening to it like that as a medley of songs. Not just one man song.
Only genre.
Don't you have to pay these people? Don't all these artists have to be paid?
Pay the artist?
Has it paid? Financially?
No, them kind of payment.
Pay the artist?
Yeah. Them kind of
voice?
Yeah. No, them kind of payment.
No,
them kind of payment.
No.
Picture for them.
That's
the only time payment of artists go on them time there, it is a case where you get a project to do from a company.
Yeah, exactly.
With a particular artist, then you pay. But recording a production, no artist not getting enough.
And even then, enough of them artists wasn't getting paid.
Yeah.
Nothing.
The man them just advice.
The idea really, Shawnee, was
one boss and when them boss them still not
your song, you're going to do your dub plates and make money, and you're going to do your shows and get money. And me as a producer, I'm going to sell 45 and make money, or license to the VP, Green Seas, whatever, and get money from the
and you still, and depend on the producer, you still get the money from the producer.
Right. Is that not a recipe for disaster business-wise, sir?
Yes, but at a point in time, that's the way that it was kind of established and thought about. Because first of all, you can't regulate dub plates. So that's not within anybody's control to be like, okay, let's have an agreement. If you do a dub plate, I get X amount. It's impossible. So dub plate regulation wouldn't be the case. And for the live shows, no artist in the world in any genre of music pays producers off of their live. They don't get back a check for the live show.
I don't want to pay even a dub neither.
Right, exactly. So unless you're managing the act and you kind of said, okay, so then that's kind of basically the way that it worked for a very long time. But what that did was sort of give a level of the idea was that the producer would have been, well, first of all, one, the guy with the access to be able to record all of this stuff. So either you own the studio, you're paying for it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And 2, with the access to be able to release records. So you could press stampers. You knew how to call Chris Cracknell at Greensleeve, get it released, etc. You knew all the radio guys, whatever. So the artist was more in a position like, I'm trying to break, I need to get into a studio with producers to be able to record. Hence, you see the scenes of the man them line up outside Penthouse and line up just waiting every day for producers to come out.
Remember, man used to lock out. You can't pass the gate if you're in a bus.
Yeah.
Or if you're not part of the artist with bus. Or if you don't know nobody, you not get inside.
That's why when Vegas voiced for me Nike Air, he used to hang out with Don Youth. Don Youth was carrying him around, trying to bust Vegas and carry him to Stone over and carry him around and say, I'm a singer this, I'm a singer this. Because Don Youth had that great success with Wayne Wonder, the singer-DJ combination. He's figuring, if I have my own singer, and that's what happened. When the two of them stopped dealing with each other and I did finish that playground with him, Vegas came back to me and begged me to voice on the beat. Without association with Don Youth, Vegas would have never gotten to be able to, you understand what I'm saying? And I had to be like, well, all right, it must be something here with this guy. I mean, Don Youth, I knew him and he must have seen something in him. Even, all right, go ahead, try. Turned out to be one of the biggest songs on rhythm to this day. You know what I mean? So it was always about trying to like look for that opportunity to voice. So there's no question about artists being paid. No, we're breaking artists is what we're doing.
What the producers used to doing is, if you go in there and voice a song and it sound good, him tell the engineer, find 5 more rhythm, find a bag of more rhythm. Yeah. So you might even end up with half an album on the same day. Right. So enough of the time when you see enough of those early artists, them have an album right away because they start to voice a bag of tunes same time.
And
they would voice.
And where him say about the whole, the place is owned by the producer, tape, whatever. All expenses are being paid by him to get the song out, you know. So you not even a pre for say, yo, make a stick you up, I want some money for the song and my voice. No. You leave that in your mind. Your focus is on more boss, so we can make some money off a dub plate, we can do a show, then we can go all over the place. So it's long after that, no, like certain things, people start pre-knowing and say.
You see, the early days, it wasn't about business.
The role of a producer in the 90s sounds like it was a lot different as such then. Because he was there to really supply the music and just gear that.
Without the producer, you wouldn't be an artist, really. You have artists, but you not have nothing like a road.
You had too many response. There was no internet, so you couldn't put out the records on your.
So there's a balance.
Upload them on yourself.
There's a balance. There's a balance and respect. That's why, like, you have the respects. You hear people say, "Yo, them rate Sly, them rate King, them rate Tubbies, them rate Steely, them rate Jeremy, them rate Shocking Vibe, them rate," because them people that them did run for them place and are them responsible for all of the artists, them majority of the artists, them are boss and certain songs in them career and whatever.
They're tastemakers too, let's not forget that, you know. It's not just about having money to buy a studio. You understand? Or necessarily just being able to beat a rhythm. It's about being tastemakers. It's about being like, that song's good, that song's not good. So artists don't like to hear that because they feel like you're gatekeeping them and man do them own thing and blah, blah, blah. But the fact of the matter is, every artist, every song they do, they think is a hit. Without every single artist, it's a hit. Yeah, man, this bad. They don't have any system to be like, nah, that one's not so good, this one is better. They think all of them are good. And the producers will be the people to be like, I like that song, I don't like that song.
Change a word there.
Exactly.
Change a melody there.
Based off a taste.
Carry it away.
It's having good taste, experience, maybe playing sound system, being in the dance, seeing what people respond to. Maybe just having good musical ears and just be like, I like that flow, I like that melody, that's where the person is going. And artists will take direction from you or not. So of course you end up with a lot of like fodder records, which aren't really that good. And you end up with the really good records and you can kind of see like how it starts to shake out. And if I say JAZZWAD voicing a particular artist who might be a young one, for example, like not a big star, I'll be like, well, if JAZZWAD voice him, then he must have something. Maybe I should look for him too, because maybe he's the next guy.
Credibility.
You know what I mean? The whole thing. So a lot of that was thrown into it as well. And I think that's a part that people don't understand. They don't give enough credit to Steely them for being able to pick out a good song. You know what I mean? Or Slide them, or whichever one of the producers. It's not just the fact that they were recording the songs. They were helping to curate the genre by saying, this song is good, that's not good. Steer the thing in a certain direction.
And let's not leave out some of the engineers that were the
Yeah.
Right.
Because there was a lot of engineers that they was actually producing the song when the actual executive producer or the producer wasn't in the room none at all.
Right.
There's a lot of engineers out there that was actually voicing the artist when the producer wasn't around.
Arranging the songs and helping with the melody and the lines and the direction of the thing them.
And many of them could make and break the records. And if you ever watch and Bulby them mix a song, it's a performance. like it's a literal performance. Like punch this in, punch that out, push that. Rare, and it's running at one time. It's what he is bringing. So he's adding another layer to the record by the time you hear it, and where the dropouts where this punch and where that punch out.
Create a little, just like you're up on a stage show, if you know, organize for the bandsman, pace the timing and the direction of the song, the crowd will just stand up there and look for you for the whole night, you know.
Always hear about the magic of the studio yards. And that's where I want you to take me back to your laugh.
Because Jeremy said something as well, that was in my mind, and he was saying about the faders, and you know, you wanna use up these tracks. The producers used to buy another 24 track or a 16 track to copy from the 24 to the 16, so you have the rhythm to itself again, and put it back over to the 24 track so you can record more artists. So when you're talking about why we get all these new batches of songs, the producers working overtime, like we need a new template to put on more songs.
I'm gonna spend money for my
again. That was Jammies. That was one of the main man that I saw did that had more than multiple 24 track tape, 16 track tape, so you can voice more and more artists. So as you're saying, a regular day at Jammies was like, you have to get there early as an artist because you want to try and get through the door to get on the rhythm. So everybody was there. If who knows and you go to Jammies, you'll see all the names on the wall of who's been there, from the Dennis Brown, the Gregory Isaac, Uri, Big U, right down the line to the newest artists. So when you go out there, you'll see everybody. Just think of any artist you could think on a regular day. Obviously, I would see a Bounty Killer, Skill Them Crew, Determined, Little John.
When it touch midweek, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you start see the momentum of the build up of people start, like more and more artists. So the studio yard will full out, like up on a Friday, studio yard full. Like everybody, busy. Majority are who are on the place.
The artists' energy feed off each other too, you know, Sean. You know what I mean? So like when they're there together, you see artists and like spinning out ideas, and a man is saying, no, yeah, not bad, and they're helping, and their energy and their.
Sometimes them just out there talk, just a chat and run joke, and a man get the idea for your song.
Yeah.
And them just start building right away.
What songs have you seen build like that?
Kid Corrupt, right?
That song.
Yeah, man. Big up Javan. Yeah.
Give us a story, bro.
Not much of a story. Same thing. We're playing the rhythm, and we're vibing, and Ellie there. Just whole artist just vibe. And Corrupt say, hey, log on, and him touching Ellie, and they say, yeah. And they're going on, and boom, bass. And give me a fast. Elephant say, that bad. Ray, he wrote the whole record. Big up Javan. I don't know if he gets credit for things like that. Excellent writer. But I witnessed that at that time, and I was like, what's really going on? You know what I mean? Again, you're going to ask me the next question. Did he get credit and publishing and rate? No.
I wasn't going to ask.
But it wasn't really like that. As SUKU says, that energy.
Yeah, it's just energy. Like, I know my name in that free that way. Like, yo, me help you, you know, so. The business. But never know. That's like with us, our thing there. When them come vice from Bada, Ellie had the first, him have the idea of the song. You see me? And we just vibe. We did their vibing on the yard. Cause said go buy things to them, start cook and drink and whatever, and we did it and a vibe, and say them about man I kiss them up, man like a baby when, and then him start carry them down a river town, mosquito, carry them down here, so, and man start throw out name, I say, yo, run away name them, man, and yo, run a thing there, and run away name there, and down some man, till him just say, yo, no, alright, boom, ready now, studio, and then we finish the rest of it in the studio. Same thing with Tata song. Certain boy, we don't want a friend from them. You just vibe and every man has pitch, showing an argument, studio full. Every man has showing an argument. And song done.
The tune I want to ask you about is on the Bellius, Caperton. I think I've actually asked him this question and I played it. The Slew Them, Who Them.
Oh, Caperton.
Yeah. Was you there when it was getting voiced?
Yeah.
Did he belch at the beginning of the song?
Yeah. Sure, go and get you. So in belch, but based on the vibe, because in the studio full, you know, and King don't allow people to pull up in the studio. I talk about in the studio full. AC, the AC are sweat. Caperton around the voice room, you can't surround them, but around there full too. See? And him goes a boom and the rhythm start. And the bus, but normally when something like that happen, you'd stop it and say, yo, look over, I'm gonna see King thing, like I really King run the machine itself, the remote. Me start up beside the machine, we can stop it too, but a King in charge of the record.
So don't touch it.
Me look across, me not see Kings. I remember King ears catch everything in them, bro. So me not see him say no, I say, all right, cool. Boom, man, start. So me say again, slow down. One go. The man not stop. From him start, him not stop. So hear me now when time him do don't know. Hear me now. What you say, not belch. Tell him to thing that fix the belch part. The whole shooter top dog, me feel like change the whole shooter turn around and look at me and say, what you gonna do? When me say a King goes, I say, you mad? Say, all right, hear me now. Love it.
I remember in a lot of songs, if you listen to a lot of songs in that era, a lot of speaking at some of the beginning of songs. They come and say, hey, give me an extra after that one day.
And it worked. It worked for even intro. It worked for the ending of the song. You even hear a little sound in the thing that, like, for most people, they're not gonna hear. But like, if you literally then at the studio and because you have to back and forth, listen over and over and over, you eventually hear it. If it misses you a couple times, you hear it further down in the thing. But the thing is, the reason why it end up kind of it blending in is because it was like a sonics. So it work. If it not mess with your ears,
Do you know what I found most interesting about that part of the conversation? Is that Jammies was taking the voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Still.
From him not say, yo. From when I see him stop nothing.
Wasn't controlling all them sessions.
No, that particular session, him did it.
He was there.
Him one did it.
Oh, you mean from a big
First of all,
now missing it.
First of all, every song we have voice, King Uncle know say the artist are there and the artist are there. Cause I'm in my office. See? Remember in a dancehall, juggle, kick up with him not pray that. Him one drop them. If Gregory or none of them they dead now, you know him a nice shooter. You see me? But what you think I go on? So him and him studio. Him know say studio ain't good hands. Him engineer them around the place. Boom. So when him dead in our ear, Bravo come tell him say, yo, Capleton come vice later. I say come vice. He say, yeah, promise you them. The rhythm them SUKU them have, man. Belly has them that time they're the first, the man I really know say.
You're building rhythms like that.
No, said the rhythm out.
Oh.
Because what like me say, we're responsible for getting the production done, mixing the song them, me carry the dot them going on a dynamics, give Simo master. We get all the information sent to in the office so them can send it to the print tree for line up and so them can get labeled with the pressing and everything. See? Him done allow that 2 weeks. If it not have nothing to do with King Jammies label, I mentally disturbed this now, you know. So do nothing. We don't know if it do or not do. But when me about keep it and I forward now and come in there and hear the rhythm balance up. And I say, yo, I wish rhythm this. And the man must say, King, you don't know what this? I have Ellie and Beam and I rode around the place.
JAZZWAD.
Rest in peace, Determined. Kete drum that he done for Bobby Digital was originally Determined doing the song on his own. So in walks Beanie Man. And Beanie Man hears the song and like, me need to dip on this. Cause the song was so great, like the punchline, the chorus was so catchy and effective. Like Beanie said, I need to be on this. So Bobby Digital shuffle around, find the next track for Beanie. So Beanie go around there, round to the voice.
You rub no synth trap.
Beanie said, listen, this is not leaving me. I need to be a part of it. So again, now Bobby leaves the studio, gone around my yard and said, hey, take that voice off me. Kete drum, I pressed the red light on Kete drum. Facts. Another story, quickly. Beanie Man, Enough Gal and Gal in a Bungle, it was written by Silver Cat. It wasn't written by Beanie. And the same King Jammies set up. So because Bounty Killer was like, running the place with a song called More Gal. Beanie Man rang me one day. I said, I need something because you guys are creating too much havoc. So I said, all right. This time they was in their rivalry and I didn't follow the rivalry. I said, all right, where you at? He said, Trucking Bites. When I went round and I go in the studio, he's in there, Beanie and Silvercat. So Silvercat was the one that done the demo for me to build a rhythm around it. Hence why you get that kind of jazz rhythm for enough gal and gal in a bungle. So again, to what you were saying is that there's always another man sometimes influencing the artist or giving them ideas and lyrics to make the hits that they make.
What is your favorite rhythm from the 90s, Jeremy, and why?
Oh, you're going to ask SUKU that first. Favorite rhythm from the 90s?
If you're not a favorite, just say all of it.
I don't know if there's any one.
No, you've got to choose one.
I don't know if there's any one favorite. That's really hard.
One internal of one of his.
Just one.
No, man, there's one really made it just
one.
Or pick
it up out, yeah.
that
Even if
it
it's
was
easy.
just was so interesting and changed the direction of where we was going with the music.
I think this is a very difficult question to answer.
Very.
But I think when Joyride came out, I think that to me signaled a shift from the sort of the zoom, zoom, hey, zoom, zoom, that sort of what we're so used to, and took it down so calm.
Did it come out
nice.
after Showtime? Or it was before?
Before.
It was before?
I think.
Let me try to remember.
Before.
Yeah, because it was Valia then Showtime.
Okay.
Do you know why he says that?
What did I say? Why I say what?
I'm going to tell you why he says that. Because of the.
Who knows?
Yeah, the rumble.
In the dub rooms. All right, so used to run King Jammies dub room. So, I'm not...
Me did when I voice that value that and I mix it too. I think they mix it, Bobby mix it.
All right, so the value of that brought in that... that.
So people understand in rhythms that you would have certain little fills and all the rest of it, and for a moment that that was the fill at the end of a loop of a rhythm.
Of the bar or whatever.
That, so value that, poor people fed up. Girl, la pressure, be say lila, and that's it, me. Remember I said, when my boys mix all of them there, you know. So all of them there, you get that little mix. Whoop, 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 whoop. What
he's saying is,
I know. So it didn't have them there too. But it's because Bobby mix it.
Who had the first rumble drum?
All right. Yeah.
And you bring us in.
Me don't know what the first one was, Me don't know, say.
But the question is so loaded though, Shawnee, because I don't know if you can pick out any one. You know what I'm saying?
No,
you know.
I was trying to show us the timeline.
Yeah, the timeline.
Let's check the timeline.
Yeah. It was a private joke with me and Shawnee, really, but of the Showtime rhythm. So I always keep saying to Shawnee, off ears at the thing. Showtime.
Look on air, but off ear.
Showtime rhythm, I feel, was inspired by the Valley of Death rhythm.
Right.
Hence the poo 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 poo. So SUKU say he don't remember where, but I have a feeling that the Valley of Death was the first rhythm that had that rumbling drum every 4 bars.
Right.
Then Balby that mixed the Valley of Death, maybe he said to Sly, yo, listen, they're doing something on that King Jammies. And Sly said, okay, poor people fed up. And they just continued and continued.
But there's a lot of lending and borrowing going on. But because Sly have the tabla sound, the djembe kind of drums, and then all of a sudden
Everybody.
You told me the story that Killer bought you the drum machine.
All right.
Because you did one.
All right. All right. Now that's the next story. So
Sly had a drum kit CD out with all of the tabla.
with all the sound.
Dicky
down the line.
and all of them thing there.
But he said, Jammies had a drum machine on, and you cannot, maybe SUKU can testify to this, you cannot leave the studio with Jammies drum machine.
Yeah.
If you're not using the drum machine in the studio, you cannot use it outside.
And that's why you end up, if you make a rhythm pan, you might have to end up giving a percentage. Because I feel one.
Killer said, listen, anytime we reach to New York, we're getting a new drum machine. So said, so done. We went into Samash in Manhattan, and Killer was looking around for some wireless voice projector or whatever. So he said, "Mount to the drum machine where you say the one, you see it?" So me now say, look around and see if me can see. I got MPC 3000, yeah. And Kilobyte there and then, same time. See it? So it was, again, Sly inspired that for me. You know what I mean? Sly is a big inspiration. So if I can inspire, we're all here to inspire others.
Right.
Like Dave Kelly inspired, SUKU inspired this one. Likewise, Jeremy inspired, I remember Jeremy inspired the whole, as they would say, Uptown producers. You know what I mean? All of a sudden they realize that Jeremy's from Uptown making hardcore dancehall music. So they're like, we can do it too. Everyone start
The first time that joke reached me when it was the first time I met Christian. And the first rhythm I put out locally on 45 is called Fearless, and it never got licensed.
Can I just say, one of my favorite rhythms.
Yeah, it's fair.
Right.
Wow, when Stone Left Out, Juggle Off, Fearless.
Yeah, okay. But you know how we broke that rhythm though, you know? We used it to make dub plates at my local studio. The songs on it weren't really necessarily that big, but we used it to cut dubs. So everybody used to come and cut dubs on it. So Renaissance, Stone Love, you'd hear songs you already know, but they were on that Fearless rhythm. Anyway, back to that same joke. I tried to get in touch with Christian them about releasing that rhythm. They didn't take it from me at the time. When Playground came out, then they said, okay, we're going to sign Playground rhythm, and then went back and signed that one as well. So Chris is like, yeah man, come to New York and this type of thing. Buy a ticket, real Christian style. Of course, the ticket came out to your royalties. You didn't realize that at the time. But so I went, so he bought a ticket, hotel, everything. So I go to VP and meet Chris. He's coming to his office. So I go in his office, I sit there, and there's another guy sitting there already that looked more like a stereotypical but Jamaican producer, like a big belly guy, kind of, you know what I mean? One of those types. So I was like, hey, Chris, nice to meet you. So he introduced, I don't remember who the guy was. He said, yeah man, Jeremy, this now, producer, you know. Yeah man, I am the Beanie Man. Who am I thing? And the guy's like, He looks at me. What I saying? Them have Uptown producer. Tell me. And I'm standing there like, dude, I'm like right there. I'm like, what the fuck? He look at me like an oddity, like, And look at me like, this brother. I was hilarious.
Your favorite rhythm from the 90s and why?
All right. So, just like what him say, me just pick one. What is that just fit the purpose of it, I think, because there's many.
Man, JAZZWAD till say him invented first. You know?
Showtime. When we hear Showtime, one day me get up and I kick off Showtime. I are colonized. Somebody, I know say, when me hear Killer say, pull out what's that? Demand them. He said, no, sir. I want this. So that for me, that's all. Up to today, anytime I hear, where they all Dave tell me how I make the sounds them I make. I'm not telling them. There's no say teacher tell me. He must give me like an insights on it. Yeah, my like insights. Some know say Steely, Sly, and him. Them three man I may ask some little things, some things that that me the want me curious about, and them tell me. I'm gonna say, okay. So when I see him mindset on it, then all right, cool, everything good. So, yeah, man.
Who's one of your favorite artists to work with from the 90s, Jeremy?
One of my favorite artists to work with? Elephant, Ellie. I think, I remember when we used to, my first introduction to Ellie was doing dub plates with him. So, because of Syndicate Disco, so we used to drive down to Arrows and pick him up to come back to my place to the dub plates because I had the computer system all fancy, blah, 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 blah. So we used to go down there at a Toyota 4Runner at the time. We used to drive and pick up him on Toddler. And at that point in time, Ellie he didn't really have hit songs, but he had hit intros. Mm-hmm. So he cut a dub plate, Ellie would say, murder the boy, the boy, hey yo, man like Shawnee B, hey yo. And then the next artist would come and do the song. Mm-hmm. Because he only had one song, I think. Wah, wah, wah. It was the only real Elephant Man song I knew. Anyway, but we loved Elephant Man. And so we go down to Arrows when we used to see him down there and pick him up and bring him back to my studio. And the Elephant used to be in the backseat with Toddler with him ratchet or flipping us. Mm-hmm. Yo, Toddler Uptown pretty. And flipping the ratchet and going on. So we would come and would do dub plays and would Bad man na fight over girl, girl fight over we. Beer girl want me. That was my song first, as one song. Yes. And then their voice, that's two separate songs. So, you know, afterwards I asked Ellie about him, said, no, tell the song powerful feel say. If we just put out again, that's two different songs. So, and this is, I was like, all right, Ellie, whatever. You voice over my song. Anyway. But I think for me, like that with Ellie throughout the years, and all the way up to Log On, Corrupt didn't write the entire record, but enjoyed a really good relationship with him as an artist. The amount of stories he used to come and tell us outside 8 Jackson Road about Seaview and Killer Them and his whole thing. And to this day, you know what I'm saying? I say Elephant and say, oh, that germ, my first bath. You know what I mean? And he said that, and my son sees him, we see him out at Fontana Park, and he went, oh, that young germs. And he's hilarious. I really love Elephant. I'd have to say, from first, one of my more favorite artists from back then, that I continue to have a very good relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Elephant, whenever I see him. Of course, you know, I've recorded lots of people. Yes, me and Beanie are good, but we're not as chummy like as me and Elephant would see each other. Elephant walking right now, you feel a different kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? From that period, I think. So I always wanted to work with Killer a lot more than I did, but because of the Beanie Man record, he saw me as Beanie's producer. So I could never really get, I think Killer voiced me once, maybe, but it was always a standoffish thing like, oh, well, you're the Beanie Man producer because you did the Who Am I record. And I'm there like, I have
no thing there, right?
Was it very camp like that?
Yes, it was extremely camp like that. When I first started my first set of songs on Voice, I got hits out of some artists that never came back on Voice for me again. Because their camps told them, don't go back on Voice for Jeremy. Straight up. And they told me that later. Many years later, I found out about that. So it was very camp oriented. I had a big record to a Cabra, for example. We know that hot girl there with them hot hairstyle there. Pet and pamper like me. He never came back on Voice for me again. There are a lot of artists like that wouldn't come after that kind of thing happened. It was very territorial and very campish. That's what it felt to me anyway. But the flip side was, I felt that was a good thing. Like, oh, that means I've now arrived. If I'm a threat, quote unquote, to other producers, that means I mean something now. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that was, I have to say Elephant for me out of all of those guys.
I know this question is easy for JAZZWAD to answer.
Well, my most consistent collaborator is Bounty Killer. I've worked with many others over the years as well, but he would have to be my best favorite artist to work with. You know what I mean? In the studio, live on stage, and you know what I mean? That's like my brother in real life. So that's, as you say, that question go without saying. But
why do you think Killer's had that dominance in and out in the manner that he has and continuous throughout his career?
Other than having a great musician like me around? I don't know, like when he entered the business, I guess it's like he came with a not just a voice, he came with a character as well. He came with image, he came with the voice, he came with the lyrics, he came with the slogans, the slangs. He had everything going on for him, you know what I mean? From he started till this day, and he still keeps on. You know, some artists, they have a one slang that they do all the time. Killer keeps bringing a new slang. Yo. That's it. That's the latest slang. And people gravitate. It's like, to me, I'm like, when I heard it, like, yeah, yo. But then when you start seeing people actually gravitate to it, like, you like gravitating to yo in the 2000s. So that's how influential he is. You know what I'm saying? So Killer is a very influential artist, you know what I mean, overall. And we can see the artists that he's influenced over the years. And we all know that the amount of artists he's helped over the years, and producers and selectors, and the list go on. So big up to Rodney Price, OD. Yeah, man.
Because everybody said, I didn't have a thing there. We never got through the phase of like when Killer did that, and you know, Killer was the person for the studio where the artist there had a studio, like Jammies. JAZZWAD them get around there.
In 2025, people still go back to that 90s dancehall sound. Probably more people that are on the outside of dancehall take that original drum pattern, some of the sounds we're seeing, Clevie having to fight over the fish market sound, Why do you think that people are still keep going back to that sound? What was that magic ingredient?
The sonics, man. The sonics is just one word. The sonic side. The frequency them where in them beat there.
Sonics is one big part of it too. I think another part of it is that the music was made as a collaborative energy. It represented a culture.
Yeah.
Music nowadays is a kid going on YouTube and downloading a beat and sitting by himself, recording himself and saying that's a song. There's no collaborative energy and effort around it.
Yeah.
There's no cultural bias to it.
There's no
People are
story for
attracted
them,
to the culture. The UK likes Jamaican culture. Canada likes Jamaican culture. They use the words, they put it in the language. Americans like Jamaican culture is what they're buying into. And I think nowadays people have lost that idea that it's a culture they're buying into. They don't want to hear rappers from Jamaica, and they don't need to hear rap sounds being used in Jamaican music, which that's what they all want to do. And it just doesn't translate as well. Them could like, yeah, but we know these sounds. They're in all the trap records that we hear all the time. They go back to that 90s singles, like that's the stuff that makes their ears, and it signifies a culture.
That weird snare.
Yeah, all those things, but it's a culture very much as well that comes with, and the energy into making the record. So as the JAZZWAD was trying to tell you, that, you know, I am there pressing record while this person is doing that. He had that idea. He put that in his ears. It's a whole collective that was happening to make that one record. You know what I'm saying? Which is really important. And you have to a certain degree in something like music, you have to believe in energy and working with people and collaborative effort inside of the art. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a certain amount of my uptownness to do what I did to match with Beenie Man's, you understand, energy to match what we did, or Sean to match with what went SUKU them or whatever. It's always going to take some amount of that to kind of give that blend. And I think that's the important thing. I remember once we traveled, when I was managing Sean, went to New York, and we met some guy somewhere, a jewelry store, some like white Jewish kid. And, you know, Sean was trying to say, oh, you know, do you listen to dancehall? And the kid was like, yeah, I listen to dancehall. Sean Paul Sizzler, I listen to dancehall. He said Sean Paul Sizzler. Those two names never called together in Jamaican terms of talking about dancehall. They're almost polar opposites. But to this kid, it was like one thing. Yes, Sean Paul Sizzler, etc. He sees it as one thing, as one kind of culture. And I think the 90s, very much, when it brought together all the influences, all those people, the ability to try and be unique with the sounds that you're bringing to the table, all the influences that you had put together, that what made it so stand out and be so different. Fast forward to today, you need to sound like everything else. That their aim is to sound like everything else, not to be different. And people quarrel and say, "Will Shake It to the Max comes out?" And some people, oh, it's stealing our thing and rare. I said, but if we had made that beat, you wouldn't record on it.
True.
You wouldn't voice on it, because it would have sounded so throwback in 90s with the doom, you know what I mean? That type of thing.
But the funny thing about it, you know, Zine, I'm gonna say, wait. It's still Jamaicans make it now, but then just based in Miami.
Right, exactly, yeah.
You understand what I say? Me make something like that, or Jeremy or JAZZWAD, no man not pre it, because guess what?
I always say it all the time. It's like, as a record buyer from the 90s, that boom, boom, can't boom, boom. I got tired of buying records that had that beat, but I didn't realize how important that beat was to what we was doing. And that is that sound. And we took it out of our yard, put it in a rubbish bag, and try it outside the yard, and said, we don't want that no more. And we went a different direction, where we could have gone a different direction and still made that be a massive part of what we do. Somebody came along, picked up that bag, opened up and goes, right.
Right.
Looked around, closed up the bag,
But well,
with the bag.
watch this now. So the doom, you know, I put on the rhythm, right? And just try no say from doom, drop.
You gotta dance.
No, from that drop, from the punani rhythm make. You know the most man do? Change the bass line, like groove it a different way. Add some different little sounds in it, but it still have the
Doom, yeah.
doom, clap, boom.
Just
A man play. Because if you strip it loud, you're gonna hear
The drum pattern.
clap.
Same group.
But Sean, you see what you're hearing more is when SUKU gets very technical with it, is that you're hearing is innovation. It's a search for innovation. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you're hunting and looking for something. Let me take out this layer. Let me add this. That's how your brain is thinking in that kind of creative process. I used to spend, I still do it a certain amount of time, just looking for drums. You have done it too, I'm sure. All you just looking all night, now at the internet. Oh, this is lovely. Just searching for snares. You have 100 snares on the computer. When one time a friend was like, yo, we need some drums. I don't really want a whole heap of them. Just give me like the 3 or 4 snares everybody use on the 4 kick. I was like, bro, 3 or 4. No, that's not how drums work. I have thousands of drum sounds. And then next time my head just hit me and I was going to delete. I'm so sick of these sounds. And I'll sit down again and say again, just download some more sounds. Legally, illegally, download whatever, Reddit forums, this, that, just download it. Oh, 100 kick pack. Nice, take it. Reggaeton pack, take it. This pack, take it. EDM pack, take it. Go treat myself. Because you're hunting for these sonics. You know what I'm saying? And always, if you start to ask questions individually about how did you make that rhythm, you're going to get that same long-winded answer of like, well, it started with this, and then I did that, and I put that there, and I put that there. And you realize it's not a question can just be answered like
magic.
Like, oh, well, it has me some of that. And I think definitely the people in it who become successful is because you do things which resonate with others. You know what I'm saying? You can teach anybody to use Pro Tools, or here's how you use a drum machine. When JAZZWAD does his work and it resonates with others, 3 decades later, different generations of people that come and don't know who is JAZZWAD or nothing and just hear the stuff or stuff he's done or stuff I've done. You know what I'm saying? Then you make it feel like, okay, there's a connection that you're making. It's a human connection to what you have done. Because it's not just about as in Jamaica at the time and someone of it played a dub plate at the bus. This is 30 years later. A man is walking on the street in London and says, Sima, who got? And you're finishing the record. I'm like, how do these people know the record? How has it managed to travel that far? You know what I'm saying? And it's that ability to create and do something which emotionally, even physically, the heartbeat of it, the dance movement that touches people. And that to me is where I define the magic that way. And those are the things that make me very grateful to even be sitting on here doing this interview, because I have known enough of my peers who are better musicians than me by far. I know enough engineers who can mix by me by far. You know what I'm saying? Better guitarists, better everything. But they just never was able to bottle that kind of magic. You know what I'm saying? To what you're doing.
You've actually killed off my final question. Like, literally, because it doesn't really matter. Because I was going to ask each of you, in a producer way, what was your weapon of choice? And it doesn't really matter.
No.
Your weapon of choice.
You mean the physical equipment?
Yeah, the physical.
Oh, it doesn't make a difference.
Really matter.
The amount of drum machines will run through S950 Rack Sampler, PV Keyboard, Pro Tools, this Akai, Nuendo, Ableton.
Acid.
You know what I mean? Exactly. The amount of things. It's just the tools. You know what I'm saying? The best tool is this that you have here. That's your weapon. What you want, Airs is your weapon. Everything else, you can figure it out.
Like more than man, when a man link me and say, yo, more come and studio teach me how to mix. I say, I can't teach you how to mix. I can't teach you how to use the equipment then. You know how to use the equipment? No. Yeah. You know how to use it. Then you have to just do you.
I get a step further to that. Jimmy Douglas, engineer in Florida, very famous R&B hip hop engineer, and he mixed records for Sean too. And once Jimmy told me, he says, yeah man, I'm doing like a summer course, like an engineering school thing, kids can come sign up. I was like, oh, same thing I said, you teaching them how to mix? He says, no, I can't teach them how to mix, man. They're already mixing, man. They got their laptops, they got their little plugins, I can't teach them how to mix. That's what you teach them. He said, I'll teach them how to listen. And that stumped me. I was like, whoa, the waiter was like, and he was just like, yeah, I'm teaching them how to listen.
Yeah, because I really where you
know what I mean? He's not teaching them to mix, like.
Yeah, the sonics where you're supposed to know how a sound, you want a sound, and how you make everything line up the sound. Like, me playing sound over the years, me already, first of all, me have to string up the sound, like me literal lift box, put up me and my friend them, run wire, run current wire, turn on sound, tune, hi-hat, and cause you tune the day before, and when the sound travel upon the truck, everything shift. So you have to make sure it's everything balanced out. For play, and guess what? In my mind, my sound are big like Stone Love, But me know Stone Love sound. Me I try get the frequency them for a slap like Stone Love. For a liquor sound. So that for sure you say, me I use what I have, forget this. I'm tell a man say, do something mix pan laptop, a fucking desktop, a PC. See? All PC you can mix pan.
Oh.
Do something.
Remember Junior Reid said in it, gonna have sense is the
Man,
man behind it. It's not what you have in it, it's who's using it. Because we can all have the same drum machine, but we all have different sounds we're gonna put into it. We can all have the same keyboard, but who's gonna play the baddest bass line? Who's gonna play the baddest phrase?
So you can imagine now, the trio will link up now and say, all right, we want to make a rhythm. Amigos and say, all right, me start a drum pattern. Jeremy might hear something missing, like me I say, I fling that kick here night. Or me add that kick here to that kick here. Or add that sound here to that snare here. Or the hi-hat there. Something with me probably, cause me make rhythm basic. Me no OD. Like, we hear, sometimes I say, I'm not put my hi-hat in that rhythm here. And then the next time me put a hi-hat, but I'm not gonna I try if I make it be as too simple. Like play a straight hi-hat, then play like a little hi-hat where have a little weirdness to it, and then the next one, and then kind of set them away, and then you hear it, they say, yo, where you get the hi-hat there? Don't worry yourself. You see me? Boom now, him add where I add, then JAZZWAD goes a boom. And then probably Jeremy say, Jazzy, hold on, bam, bam, bam. So you know what got me right there, so.
You know what we should have done? That's what we should have done. We should have put a drum machine right there and a keyboard right. But
I bring my laptop in.
Not gonna be built.
So a 3 Sonics in a one that, you know.
Listen, no. SUKU, if people want to follow you online, how do they follow you online, my brother?
SUKU, SUKUWAD, that's one word. IG, the SUKUWAD. And I think the same for TikTok.
See that studio?
Twitter.
He's not interested in all of that. Just interested in studio. Yeah. Jeremy.
At Mr. Harding, MisterHarding, spell it out, the whole thing. Admittedly, I don't really post as much. I should really post more things, I guess. But I guess to me, sometimes it's more like, hey, I'm here in my studio. Hi. Like, it's kind of silly to me.
Yeah.
Or when I'm in, I don't know, we need to kind of put up the camera and show them that we can make beats too. I saw all these kids showing you how they make beats. Yeah. And it was like, fire, oh, this, that, the boss,
enough people cuss me and say, yo, what you know,
want to see you online making sense and doing your thing.
Yeah.
Me, if you say me, I don't know. You know that somebody that for just pick up a job then and say, yo, dog, here what? My record each day, you go and shoot it, just put up something, whatever. We try it, but it never work. Like, by the time we start recording, you know, go live and be a people, because I said, when we do, we for response, we ignore them. Like, you know, it feel away, because I'm there and people are messaging, me not say nothing.
My son says, Daddy, you need to post more, you need to get up your followers more. So, I mean, Dad, people need to know you. I said, people know me, Google me. You know what I'm saying? Which people know me. They already know.
This man lives online anyway, that we know for sure.
Well, rest in peace, Bobby Digital. I used to say to Bobby, listen, go online with your page. The people need to see you.
Right.
And we're like, no, them technology. And the next week, he left. So R.I.P. Bobby Digital. But it's good for us to show what we do.
Yeah.
Because there's people that's interested. And sometimes they will say that we're the dinosaurs and we're old school and we're old, but we can show them tricks that they don't know about. Because a lot of these producers, what they call it, copy and drop. They copy and drop a hi-hat.
Yeah. Spice.com, just dropping a bunch of loops, press play, things like that.
That's not really creating music or making music. You know what I mean? So
it's the easy way.
A man like SUKU or Jeremy, even when SUKU's on live, when he does go once in a blue moon, I'm going to watch it because I'm interested and I want to hear what I go on. As much as we're in the music for all this time, I'm still interested in the music because I'm a fan of the music first. You know what I mean? So I don't follow up that, I've been doing music all this time and da-da-da. I still have a passion for the music to keep watching. So I would love to see a Jeremy on his Instagram or TikTok.
Should probably start doing it.
Yeah, man, you have to do it.
I think, Shawnee, we're just so concerned more with final product more than process. For me, anyway, final product is what? If it could take me half an hour to build a rhythm, and if it's done, it's done. like I'm not one of these people saying, no, you need to take 6 hours to do it to make it work. So sometimes to me, process is a minimal part of my thinking. I just want to get it done. That's where maybe I don't think people are interested in the process, but they are because now it's another scope of the entertainment, not just the final product. Want to see how you made the product or how you. So I think JAZZWAD, should definitely inspire us, SUKU, to start go live and film more things.
Yes. What's your handle, Jazzy?
At JAZZWAD everywhere. JAZZWAD for Instagram, TikTok. What's the other one? Twitch. You use Twitch?
Not very much. Sure.
You use Twitch?
I used to.
Very rare. But I'm seeing a lot of artists using Twitch.
Remember me boss up on Twitch?
So why not use it again?
Because the world is back.
You see, you influence one person, but now we need to influence the rest.
There you go.
So, I'm on Twitch, although I don't use it. TikTok the same, at JAZZWAD, JAZZWAD. And to answer the question that I didn't answer, my favorite rhythm of all time would be Valley of Death.
There we go.
People, this is 90s dancehall producers, the very best. SUKU, Jeremy Harding, JAZZWAD. I'm Shani B. This is Brocco.
Brocco.
Yeah, Brocco.